y'all believe it's October? I don't know how I feel about it being October. It's like I want this year to end, but then I'm also like, but when 2021 hits, the 2020 won't be erased. Like, we can't just restart. And for some reason this whole year I've been thinking like, well, once it's 2021, all of a sudden everything will be fine. And now I'm starting to realize I don't think that's the case. Like, do I want this year to pass and me to feel like it was both an eternity and like a second of a fever dream? I don't know. Either way, we're doing our September beauty tracker update, so that's just how it's gonna be. If this is your first time, this is a series where I go through everything I bought in the month and everything that I used up in the month, and my goal is to try to use up in monetary value more than what I buy. Now I'm just gonna let y'all know that didn't happen this month. But if you saw my recent makeup haul video, then you will know that I definitely bought some stuff this month, and I'm also starting a no-buy as of October 1st, which has already passed by now. Let's just get started with the makeup I used this month, and the first one is a spoiler for my Back to Broadway project pan. Just so you know, you can like skip ahead a minute, but it is this e.l.f. Natural Glow Lotion. I don't think this is a surprise to anyone who's been following that. For some reason I was like, I might finish this in 2 months. I finished this in like a week or something like that. So yeah, I bought this for $2.99 on sale a while back, so that's what I'm counting it for here, but I think it's originally like $8. I thought it was nice, but I didn't think it did that much. Like, it didn't do anything bad, but it wasn't enough for me to be like, wow, this changed the game. Now, this next product is something that my mom decluttered to me, and it is this Maybelline Lash Sensational Full Fan Effect Mascara. It is priced for $9.99, and I thought it was fine. It's kind of a mess now, but it's a wand that I typically like. There's still product in here, but it's gotten like thicker and drier and flakier, and it's not giving me the length that it used to, so I figure I'll just retire it. I've had it open for 3 months, so it's like, it's had a good life. Yeah, it was just kind of a mediocre mascara. I know I've used this a couple years before, and I thought the same thing then. I was just kind of like, meh. But my mom gave this to me, so I figured I might as well use it. It's not cruelty free, so I'm glad that it's done, but, you know, it was a mascara. It didn't do anything horrible. Now, this next one's also a bit spoilery, but it's also not an empty. It's an empty, but it's not an empty. This Essence Shine 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 lip gloss in the shade Happiness in a Bottle. I absolutely adore this shade. It's the oldest lip gloss in my collection, and that is a hint for what is going on here. I put it in my project pan because I was like, I want to finish this by the end of the year because it's getting real old and it's probably getting unhygienic. And it was fine. You know, nothing was wrong with it until for some reason the first time I used it after my last update, all of a sudden something was off. And at first I didn't realize, and I reapplied it again, and I was like, this tastes sour. Like it didn't taste good. It made a weird feeling. It got bad. It's bad. I don't know why I didn't realize at first that like something was wrong, but I was like not paying that much attention to it, but it was kind of gross. So the reason I'm counting it as empty is because I've already used so much of the product that it's just like product around the edges, and I was like, I've used so much of it. I need to count it for my own sake. This is priced through $3.29. I would definitely consider repurchasing this. However, I already have plenty of glosses right now, and I don't want any more to go bad on me. A little disappointed I couldn't finish this. A part of me, when I realized it was the smell and the taste that was off, I was like, what if I just kept using it till it was done? And then I was like, Anna, no, ew, that's disgusting. It's so, no, yeah, it's gone. It's gone. It's lived a full life, probably way too long of a life for lip gloss, but now this next product some people consider as makeup and some people consider as skincare. I tend to lean towards skincare, but it is this Burt's Bees Mango Lip Balm. It's priced for about $2.99. I dug out the insides because I don't like to waste lip balm if I have it. I thought it was fine. I like the mango. For some reason, I like the mango one the best for what I've tried, even though I don't love actual mangoes. I like all fruits, but mangoes are things that I actually don't like that much, which is weird that I like this one. I find that this is softer and more moisturizing than, like, I don't like their peppermint one. I find it just too firm, and also it just doesn't moisturize, but also this doesn't keep my lips moisturized for that long. I just don't think it's worth the price mark. I found a cheaper one from Sprouts that's like half the price, and I think it works just as well, if not better, so wouldn't repurchase, but like, it was fine. I liked the mango-ness of it for some reason. Now for skincare, I only have two things, and one of them is this tiny little sample of a different gel that I got. Oh my gosh, they're being loud. I'm just gonna have to apologize right now. If you hear any noises, it's because there are like construction things going on in my house. Our backyard is getting plants, because my dad wanted to like renovate the entire house, and now the backyard's being done, and there's someone just shoveling rocks right now, so I'm not gonna wait like hours for them to leave. I'm sorry. Anyways, I got this different gel when I went to a Walgreens at one point. I bought like one thing there, but there was someone at the beauty counter and she's like, yo, we have like a bag of samples you can get, and I was like, I love free stuff. So yeah, I know this isn't cruelty free, but like, I got it for free, and it was this tiny sample that lasted forever. I just used the tiniest amount to dry out acne, and I thought it was pretty nice. And it almost lasted like a year for me. It's just wild, even though, because it wasn't even full. It had air in it and stuff, so yeah, that doesn't count for any money, but I did use that up. And that was an accomplishment considering how long it took. This next one is the Trader Joe's Enriched Moisturizing Face Lotion. I believe I used one of these up last time because I had like two that were mostly used. Again, two houses moving into one. I'm now using like one thing at a time, which is really nice. And I thought this is like, it's nice, especially for my drier sensitive skin. I find that it didn't irritate my face. I won't repurchase just because I'm trying to avoid things with chemical sunscreens, and this is only SPF 15, and I just don't need a moisturizer with SPF 15. I'd rather just use an SPF with the moisturizer, you get me? If you're looking for just a nice moisturizer that'll be gentle on your skin, I'd say this one is worth a try. Especially because it is only $3.99 in the stores, so it's definitely affordable. Now this last product isn't exactly an empty, but I consider it as one. It is this Eco Tool sponge. I'm retiring this because it's probably way too old, but also it's just kind of getting beat up and gross, and it's starting to look like it has scales of my skin tone on the sides, and I thought that's probably a sign that I should let this go. I'm trying to move away from sponges and just use brushes so I don't have to like be wasting money. Eventually you have to throw sponges away because they're not hygienic, and I'd rather just have a brush that I can rewash and use for a lot longer time than constantly buying sponges. But this cost $5.99. I think these are really nice sponges. I really like the versatility you get due to this shape. So if you're looking for a good, decently priced sponge, I would say check out the Eco Tools one. If I were to buy a sponge, I would consider buying this, especially if it was like on sale or something. Now moving on to my purchases. For the ones that I've already been over in that haul video, I'm just gonna go real fast. I got this NYX Ultimate Shadow Palette in the shade Ultimate Utopia. I got it because it was on sale. I'll just tell you the price of the entire like purchase from NYX. I also got the NYX Glitter Glue, also with the Labor Day sale, and the NYX single eyeshadow in the shade 10, and all those together cost $23.50. I also got the Profusion Mauves palette as well as the Rubies palette. I'm trying not to blind you and I'm failing. I bought these for $6.59 together because there was a Labor Day sale as well. I also got this CoverGirl eyeshadow trio in the shade Shimmering Sands, which cost $5.49. I also got two singles, one in the shade Champagne and one in the shade Sterling Blue, and these both cost $3.99 each. In terms of non-makeup items, I got this Tom's toothpaste that cost $4.79, and this Alba Botanica lotion that cost $13.99, and it is big because I go through so much lotion. Now for the two items that weren't in my haul because I bought them a few days after, because my stepmom and my sister were going to CVS, and I'm a weak person. This first item is actually something that has been on my wish list in the past. I don't know if it was in a video or not. Things come and go on my wish list, and so I'm not sure, but it is this e.l.f. highlighter in the shade Starlight Glow, and it is like a neutral, slightly warm champagne. It looks a lot warmer in the pan, but I think on my skin it kind of just looks neutral. This is like the same depth as my skin tone, so it's really nice to not have a super stark highlight. It is definitely something that doesn't translate with swatching, I've noticed. It just doesn't like pick up a ton, but for some reason when I use a brush on the skin you can see it, but like anywhere else it just doesn't really show, and I'm not sure why, but you know, as long as it shows on the skin, that's fine. I think it's really pretty. I've only used it like 2 times, so I don't have that thorough thoughts on it. The only thing that bothers me is that I couldn't fit it in my storage because it was just like too thick and big, so now I have to lay it like flat. And I'm like, e.l.f., why did you need this thick when there's a mirror like halfway down? They could have just made this half the size. Like, I think it's kind of sleek packaging, but I just don't know why it's this thick. That's really petty. It looks like a hockey puck. And this next one was kind of a thing on the whim. I've been experimenting with what I want to do with my brows in terms of like coloring and products I want to use in my brows, and so I bought the e.l.f. Wow Brow in the shade Natural Brown, I believe. And it's just like, I'm actually wearing it today with a powder. I've also worn it without powder, and I'm just not sure what I want. But as you can see, it's this tiny little guy. I think it's a very usable size, especially because my brows are a bit thicker than some people's, so I find that it's easy to stay within the lines. It is one with fiber, so it kind of adds fullness, which I don't mind. I think the color is good for me. This ended up costing $4.29. I think the pricing of the e.l.f. ones was slightly lower because we had like extra bucks for CVS. So yeah, I didn't realize how tiny this would be though. Like, it's compared to my finger. It's just so tiny. It's like the height of a normal lipstick basically. I don't know, I expected it to be bigger for some reason, so I don't know how long this will last. I'm excited to try this out because I have never used like a fiber tinted brow gel before, so experimenting with brows. Wow. Now the last category I'm going to talk about before I get to the totals is something I decluttered. I do not have it with me because I gave it to my sister who was in town for my brother's wedding. In case you're wondering, it went great and everyone's happy. But I had this little travel flower beauty brush that I got for free from an Ulta order. Because of the way it's packaged for travel, it doesn't fit easily with my other face brushes, and so I just stored it in a different place and I found myself never using it. It's just like a denser brush that I don't reach for a ton, so I was just like, I don't need this. I'd rather just give it to someone who would actually use it a ton. And my sister has like one brush, and it was something I gave to her. Again, like I decluttered something I wasn't using a ton. She's not into makeup. She's had the same blush for 10 years. To be fair, it looks exactly the same, like it smells the same. Alame has not had that packaging in ages. It's something she got when she was like starting high school. Anyways, I just thought that was funny. She's not into makeup, and that's fine, but she was like, oh, travel brush, I'll just use this because I don't have many brushes and I like to wear blush, you know, sometimes. So yeah, I was happy to give that to her because I'm sure she'll use it a lot more than me, considering I have more than 2 brushes, that's for sure. So yeah, I was happy to give that away. I always love decluttering to people who will use something more than I will. And now let's get on to our totals for this month. It's not the best for this month, that's for sure. Now in terms of numbers, I ended up using up 7 items and buying 12 items this month. I used up a total of $29.24, so not a whole lot. I didn't use up a whole lot, and what I did was not very expensive. And I ended up buying $73.52 worth of product, so my monthly money mark is positive $44.28. So probably the worst money mark I've had this year, but it's okay because it'll get better. I started a Novi. It'll all even out. And since this is the end of a quarter within the year, which is like 3 months, So there's 12 months. I don't know why I'm explaining. You guys know how to do math. But as for the past 3 months, I used up a total of $141.10 worth of beauty products, and I bought $174.74 worth of beauty products, and most of that was probably makeup because I haven't been needing to buy a ton of things in terms of like body care and skincare, just because I typically just buy that whenever I run out of something. I used up a total of 25 products in the past 3 months, and then I bought a total of 36, and my quarterly money mark is positive $33.64. So it actually wasn't that bad. Like it could have been worse, but it definitely is the worst. These 3 months, I've spent more than I have the entire past 6 months of like the first 6 months of the year. That makes sense, obviously, because I was on a no-buy, but still, I was like, that's a big change. So kind of happy to be in a no-buy because I definitely don't need to spend a ton of money. I think it was partially due to just being like, oh my gosh, I can buy things, I want all the things, and also my collection isn't the biggest, so I do like to have variety, but also, you know, it's been stressful, so buying makeup has kind of been a outlet of sorts, and that isn't necessarily the healthiest thing. So yeah, glad to be in a no-buy. I don't have much to say. The next 3 months will probably be a lot more boring in terms of like, I won't have anything I've really bought, but hopefully I'll be able to use things up. You know, this is just one of those months that I didn't use a ton up, and that's fine. Anyways, I hope that you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you also do this kind of budgeting, tracking your purchases and usages and stuff. I would love to, you know, talk and chat if we're into the same kind of stuff. And if you are interested, I did start a like musical channel that the link will be in the description. Honestly, I don't know how much I'll post on there because with college I've been busy. But yeah, I hope that you enjoyed, and I hope that you have an amazing day. Bye!